This is Nino of Nino's 2 Cent Podcast. First of all, thank the man upstairs for blessing me to wake up this morning. Thank the people for subscribing. Please continue to hit them subscription and them subscribe buttons. I'd like to send some shout outs. What's up to my man David, Marlon, Donnie? What's up BA? What's up Marco? What's up Humph? Raw Strict 9? What it do, Big Norris, Marlon? What's good, man? What's up to my son, Q? What up, King? And my grandson, Zion? What up, Jew and Keith? My nephews, how y'all doing? To the ladies out there, Miss Val, Miss Valeria, Miss Valerie, Shelly, Miss Naomi, you know what I'm saying? Miss Amber, Miss Allie, what's up with it? How y'all doing out there? I'm going to get right into it, man. This is something that's been going very, very, very hard and streaming on all social media. So you know I'm Nino, so I got to put my 2 cents in. RG3. What the hell is the problem with RG3 and Miss Angel Reese? Man, can you get off that girl coattail? What's really bothering you, my guy? First of all, you 35 years old and she's 23. She's 23. But what is your problem with RG3? RG3 and WNBA player Angel Reese have been involved in a public conflict, primarily driven by Griffin's repeated comments about Reese on social media and podcasts. The situation escalated when Griffin amplified a racist image of Reese NBA 2K26 cover, leading to widespread backlash and a strong reaction also from the big homies, one Shaquille O'Neal. Reasons for the problem. Amplifying racism is one of the problems, or one of the reasons. RG3 reposted a racist edit of Angel Reese NBA 2K26 cover, depicting her as a monkey. Yeah, peeps. RG3 is a real piece of crap. Trying to show her up to condemn racism. But this action was heavily criticized for amplifying hateful content to his large following on social media platform X, a social media platform X formerly known as Twitter. Well, I heard RG3 has a big following on this platform. What is in the million? I think it's between 1 and 4 million. But my God, what is your big thing about Angel Reese? And why would you post something or repost something that was straight negativity to that young African-American lady? Remember RG3, and I know you don't like nobody to bring this in here because you got on Ryan Clarke, in which he didn't do it. But you have African-American male dollars. Just remember that. Yeah, I know your wife is of the Caucasian descent, and I'm not getting on you about you marry who you want to. But remember, Angel Reese is a beautiful African-American queen. And what is your gripe? What is your problem with her, my guy? I mean, this is just ridiculous. Filling hate narratives. RG3 consistently claimed that Angel Reese hates fellow NBA star Miss Clarke, a narrative that has followed them since their college days and often adding gasoline to the fire sparks discussions about race and gender in sports. Both Reese and Clarke have denied any genuine animosity beyond on-court competition. Miss Clarke is a grown woman. It's this competitive spirit out there on that court. And even though they have gotten into some little altercations, well, really verbal altercations, her and Angel Reese, RG3, it's more than Angel Reese and Clarke that are getting into verbal altercations or about to have an altercation. Other WNBA players have came at Clarke, and she's handling it well. To Clarke's defense, she is not trying to be baby. That's what her fans and the media want. Because again, and I hate to put this out here, but they want Miss Clarke to be the great white hope. That's what they want her to be. But it's not all of that. It's just young ladies out there playing in the WNBA, competing to the highest level, and it's going to be a little bickering. It's going to be a little bit finger pointing. It might be a little bit, fisticuffs. Ultimately, somewhat of a brawl. But that's all good because it's competitive spirit. You don't want everybody to be friendly, buddy. And as was said by Angel Reese and Clarke, they are cool off the court. But you want them to be cool on the court? What are you guys? What is the fans? What is the media? What is people that's coming and see these WNBA players, females? You want them to be buddy? That's not going to go down because then you're not going to get your money worth. You're not getting what you're coming for. Hey, they can be cool when they're not playing and when the bright lights are not on them. But long as the bright lights on them, that's cool, a little bit of animosity. I'm going to use a word that the great Reggie Miller always used. It's cool a little bit of chippiness. That's what's wrong with the WNBA, and that's wrong with a lot of the NBA. It's too friendly and buddy. But I'm not trying to get off RG3 and this Angel Reese thing, so let me get back to this. Angel Reese get back, and Shaq stepping in as far as RG3 madness. Reese and her mother have called out Robert Griffin for lying about her supposed hatred for Clarke. Shaquille O'Neal, again a mentor and a big brother role to Angel Reese, went further by saying, endorsing, and threatening Griffin with physical violence if he continues to mess with her. Those were exactly the words of the big homies of Shaquille O'Neal. And Shaquille O'Neal, to his point, usually doesn't get in between what's ever going on social media, what's ever going on, on the court when they between the lines. He usually don't get into it, nothing like this. But he's a mentor to Angel Reese. And Angel Reese is seen by Shaquille O'Neal as a little sister. They are LSU alumni, so it's big things in there. And to be to the point, Robert Griffin is out of control. He's out of control, man. I mean, why are you this steady picking on this woman, man? But I got some ideas why, and I'm going to speak it before I get off this podcast, and I know a lot of people might not agree with me, but I don't care. Because, see, I'm old school, and I know where a lot of this is coming from, but let me continue. Basically, RG3 actions and comments have been viewed by many, including Reese and Shaq, as inappropriate, fueling negative narratives, and contributing to a hostile online environment for Angel Reese. He just won't give that girl a break. So, this is what I feel in closing. Dig this beat and listen to me. I'm going to try to get this off plain and calm and clearly as I can. Personally, in my closing on the RG3 big gripe and steady, just got a problem with Miss Angel Reese. Personally, in my opinions, Robert Griffin III, again, is 35 years old. Angel Reese is 23. The madness and the extraordinary hatred or really jealousy oozing out of him towards Miss Angel Reese is ridiculous. Robert Griffin III has beautiful daughters, right, in which though their mom is of the Caucasian descent, those girls' race or ethnicity would be that of an African-American male. So see, Robert Griffin III daughters will be seen as African-Americans, though again, his wife is of the Caucasian descent. You dig what I'm saying? RG3 was athletic, had a great rookie year. I mean, for the Washington Redskins. I remember when they knocked my Dallas Cowboys out. RG3 was destined for greatness. But let me get back. Not let me fall off the wagon. Let me get back to the purpose at hand. And the purpose at hand is this madness against Miss Angel Reese. RG3 was athletic. So say his girls acquire those genes, those athletic genes from him. potentially talented females, even maybe be basketball players. You know, gorgeous, pretty young ladies, talented. Now, this is where Angel Reese enters the equation. This is where Angel Reese enters the equation. As WNBA basketball player. Yet look, how Angel Reese absorbed so much scrutiny and a lot of undeserved backlash from haters in the WNBA. Yet, they always talking about her big rivalry or her disdain or her dislike for Caitlin Clarke. Again, that this two rivals, they came out and was drafted in the same WNBA draft. They was rivals in college. They played one year for the national championship, which LSU, Kim Mulkey, and the Lady Tigers, Angel Reese, beat Caitlin Clarke and the Iowa Hawkeyes. So they already had a history. So people want you to just leave it alone. What is the big deal? Yet, Clarke again and Reese expressed it's no beef, it is stiff competition. Angel Reese now is playing lights out. And I mean she is. I think she has a double-double record going in a row. She is playing lights out. Though she started the year playing bad, because you remember when Robert Griffin Jr., remember when Robert Griffin III constantly was complaining because Angel Reese is a beautiful lady, and also when she's off the court, she has a lot of financial endeavors that she get in, like modeling and so. So he had a big, a big thing about that. He couldn't let her just live her off the court life, and then she'll get back on court and do her thing. So she started out slow, but now she has picked it up, having herself a sensational year. Though the negativity and the hatred on social media since she's been playing lights out and publicly, plus many endorsements are coming her way. Angel Reese is a beautiful young lady. I'm talking about beautiful, gorgeous. She's an animal when she's on that WNBA court playing, but she's wifey material. I'm going to give it up to my niece. She's wifey material when she's off the court, dolled up, dressed up. You can take her out anywhere. She got the good looks, and plus she's an animal on that WNBA court. Angel Reese is keeping her focus through all the scrutiny and backlash, all the hatred. Not from just not just from RG3, from all other, negativity is coming her way. She is steady keeping her focus, and she's doing her thing. Actually, I think she's taking this and using this for motivation. Again, now, let me get back to the point. Remember, though RG3 girls is mixed, they still will be seen as African-American male young ladies. And if they will be fortunate enough to excel in sports, if they will be fortunately enough to excel in sports, let's say such as women's basketball, and they blessed with enough talent, grit, and drive to make it to, say, a Power 5 or a D1 college, and even get drafted into the WNBA, and they having, just say, if he has one of his daughters that make it to the WNBA, possibly, this is these African-American girls, Robert Griffin III daughters, they, remember, are still seen as African-American females. I'm trying to go slow because I don't want to get ahead of myself, Pete, because I'm trying to explain this. This is what I think. So say, it's like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clarke, RG3 girls come out and have an arch rival that's of the Caucasian descent, coming into the WNBA. Again, a la Caitlin Clarke, Angel Reese. He would hope through all of that dismantling and his African American male daughters have to face through social media and publicly. Because I don't give a squat if that is Robert Griffin III daughters. And we know, and this is business, how sometimes he seems like to disown the African American male gender and everything goes along with it. If one of his daughters come up into a Caucasian descent in this athletic world, you think they not going to get the same scrutiny that Angel Reese is getting against Clarke, Robert Griffin III daughter against another Caucasian descent young lady? You think if push come to shove, they not going, the social media and fans are not going to push that Caucasian descent athlete more than Robert Griffin III daughter, because even though she's mixed, she still is of the African American male descent. That's her father. So you think she still is not going to get the same kind of undeserved backlash and criticism that Miss Angel Reese gets? And also, if they beautiful, because I'm not going to hate on Robert Griffin III. I've seen his daughters. They some nice looking young ladies. I'm just trying to get a point right here. So they might grow up to be beautiful young ladies, as this Angel Reese. So you remember, what you trying to throw out towards Angel Reese, what goes around comes around. This is my point I'm trying to say. This is why I think Robert Griffin III, I'm sorry, have so much jealousy and hatred towards Angel Reese, because potentially his daughter can end up in the same boat. In the same boat. They would respond to like Miss Angel Reese would respond and keep their focus. You think if RG3, if your daughters was facing the same kind of, this straight backlash, just like cruelty, this hatred towards Angel Reese, could they stand up and still compete? Could they still keep their sanity? Could they still keep calm? Could they still could they get and go after their bag like Angel Reese is going after their bag? So see, this is why I think a lot of Robert Griffin III has a lot of jealousy towards Miss Angel Reese and just can't keep her name out of his mouth, because he can see that he's a girl dad. And if his girls grow up and they will be African American females, again, if I can't say it once, I'm going to say 1,000 times, and he know what it comes to when you're an African American male compared to a Caucasian in the world, in sports, in politics, in business, or whatever. And so that's why I think a lot of times Robert Griffin III is so hard on Angel Reese, because see, really he's envious of her. If his daughters have these God-given great looks and the talent and swagger and can be a force reckoned with when they grow up in the sports world as a female, is Angel Reese. He knows what he's facing. So that's why I think he hates on Angel Reese so much. And I'm going to say it point blank. Robert Griffin III really has a lot of admiration for Angel Reese. How she stands up, going through all of this straight, this masses of hatred. This hatred, just don't want to give a girl. This like she even said, and it's a point well taken. She's always seen as the villain. But that's okay. And she steady keep bouncing back. So my point is, again, Robert Griffin III, he's really envious of Miss Angel Reese. I'm going to say this part too, and I could be wrong. I'm from old school. Back when a lot of men used to, or even boys, used to just have bad things to say towards girls for just no reason, and just constantly say negativity things for girls or females for no reason, it's because they have big admiration and they really like them females. And that's facts. So I think that's a lot of what's on Robert Griffin the third plate. Now, he might not never admit it, but That's what I think is going down with him. Again, his daughters are African American females. They're going to grow up. If they excel in sports, say WNBA basketball, or say college basketball for women, and then it's another Caucasian, say like Caitlin Clarke, that's playing at the level they playing, and they become an arch rival, and maybe they make it big time and play professional sports like the WNBA. He know what Angel Reese is getting put upon her, and the kind of negative criticism and the kind of negativity she always receives no matter what. His daughters will receive the exact same thing. RG3, what's your problem with Miss Angel Reese? 2 cents, my podcast. I'm Neal. Appreciate you.